Hello everyone, the Kaijudo channel here, finally with a dojo deck profile. So this is Water Dark Fire Control, but it's not quite like the deck that I used against CVH in the duel I posted yesterday. But it's definitely quite a bit different. I made a lot of changes, and I'll explain my changes after. But let's just go straight to the deck. Alright, so we got two Skeeter Swarmers and two Reef-Eyes for turn 2 blockers. I originally had 3 and 2. But I felt that Skeeter is just not as necessary anymore. It's not as relevant. I mean, there's no Gonta, there's no Pyrofighter Magnus with 3,000 power. Now Gilliflame gets over this. So, Skeeter is not as great as it used to be. But, I mean, it's still good for, Dawn and Razorkinder and stuff like that. And Reef-Eye as well. They're also turn 2 blockers, and they don't die when they win. So that's why you play those. For turn 3, I got 2 Hissies and a Skullcutter. Hissy is great. It really is. It's one of the few fire cards you could actually run right now. I don't know if it's going to stay for too long. It's probably going to get phased out once base set comes out. But for now in the dojo meta, I mean, Hissy really puts in work against aggro rush and even control. Even control hates seeing this guy. Combos really well with Lord Skycrusher, things like that. It's very nice. Same thing with Skullcutter. I think it's just nice as a one of. It's a turn 3 play. There's not too many of those in this deck, so it's nice having a Skullcutter to randomly bash into big things that are annoying. So it kind of forces your opponent to think about attacking and stuff. But then again, they could have blockers to protect and stuff like that. But we got removal for that kind of thing. All right, turn 4. The pretty much essential thing you need in control. Why wouldn't you not run 3 of each of these? They're just so good. They're like inherent +1s that you just can't not run. I mean, you summon Fumes +1, summon Hydrospy +1. You can use Ice Blade to recycle these too. I really love doing that. And yeah, I don't know. They're just really great. Draw power and discard. 2 Ghost Spies. I originally had 3, but I realized that this is a control deck. You're not really going to be swinging with this too much. So I think 2 is the perfect amount. Combos really well with Overcharge. It goes up to 2,000. You could bash into a 2,000 and get major plusage. Very cool stuff. Usually ended up in mana when I ran 3, so I think 2 is the perfect amount. 3 Frogzooka. I didn't change this before. I didn't change this now. I think it's great. I think the only thing that's really bad about this is the fact that it's level 4 and 5,000. So a lot of things can kill this. But it's just nice having this out so that they can't Gilliflame you or something if you're going against aggro or rush. Rush is still kind of a thing. So Frogzooka really helps for that kind of thing. Turn 5, that's a Marinomancer, but it is a proxy for a Reef Prince. Once again, I'm seeing a lot of people use only 2 of these, but I don't particularly understand why. I mean, this is like the closest thing you'll ever have to search in Kaijudo for now, or for a long time. I don't know. I think our first search cards will end up in the holiday set in December. But I mean, you summon this, you get a decent body for only 5. There's not many turn 5 plays in the deck, so it fills that role really well. And you look at your top 4, you look at your next 4 cards, it's literally like a mini search card. The only downside is that if you have more than one good card that you can take, they end up going on the bottom of the deck, but that's not such a huge problem. And it's great draw in a creature. Very, very nice. I would never run less than 2 unless I'm running a lot of draw. Or less than 3, I mean. 2 Razorkinders. I used to run 3, but I realized that it gets pretty cloggy. I mean, it's really great. Sometimes I played 3 in one game, but that's like, very, 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 very situational. But, Razorkinder is just really nice to get a +1 and you get a Gonta-ish kind of thing. Hard to explain. Gonta, Death Smoke, whatever. Very good card, +1. Proxy, woo, 2 Lord Skycrushers. So pretend this twin cannon is a Lord Skycrusher. But I think Skycrusher is really great. It's pretty much the best finisher besides this card right now, Bulltail Dragon, because of the fact that it pretty much ends games. I mean, like, you summon this, and then next turn you have 2 double breakers, essentially. You could combo this really well with Little Hissy to get rid of a big creature. You could do lots of things. Skullcutter, I don't know. It's just really cool, and it gets rid of shields pretty fast. What I like doing with Skycrusher actually is targeting like a Glu-urrgle or something, so that when I swing with Glu-urrgle and I go into shields, it pretty much has a high chance of not getting rid of it because of bone blades and stuff like that. So like if I have this a level 4 and a Glu-urrgle, you know, you could just swing with this, give it to Glu-urrgle, okay, and then you swing with Hydro Spy into a Bone Blades, and then they can't get rid of the Glu-urrgle, and then you double break with that, stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Oh, I didn't really explain Bolt Tail. Bolt Tail is a level 8 fast attack. There really isn't much to it. It's really great. I didn't use it in my original build, but then I realized, wow, this guy puts in work. It's just one of those finishers that end games, you know. I originally played 3 of these and like chain lashes and stuff, but it just didn't work out. But having these are just really great to have, and it's kind of essential in a Water Dark Fire control deck. Alright, on to the spells. Let's try to do this fast. 2 Specter Claw. I didn't run any in my original. I really don't like this card. I really don't like it. It's like literally a crappier Ghost Touch, but it's still good. I mean, it gives you a good turn 2 play. It puts in a lot of work at turn 2, especially if you go second, because you're drawing more cards than they are. So, I don't know. It's just very nice to have. Turn 2 removal. Cheap removal is pretty good, I heard. So Ice Blade's good for recycling Fumes and stuff like that, but also getting rid of, you know, stupid blockers that are in your way when you're going for game. Same for Comet Missile. Kills Grandger. That's always cool. Turn 3. 3 logo scan, and also turn 4 spy mission. I didn't run spy mission at all, but I think that extra little bit of draw is really good. I've seen a lot of people teching 1. I've seen people running 3 of each, which I think is a little bit overkill, but you know, it's just really nice, especially when you get this in shields, of course. But yeah, draw 2 is always good, and even if it's cost 4, you can still play it usually. Alright, 3 Bone Blades, staple. I don't think I need to explain that. 2 Overcharge. Yeah, so I originally had Overcharge and Chain Lash, and I found that to be quite retarded for the fact that my blockers can't even attack, which means Overcharge is not as good as if you're running some sort of light kind of version of this. I don't know how you would do that, but yeah, like in a Dawn Control kind of deck, where you don't use any blockers of water, maybe some in darkness, but you mainly use the light ones like Star Lantern and Sunstalk Seed and Keeper of Twilight Grandger and all that. That's where Overcharge really shines, but here, I mean, at least it's great with Ghost Spy and Skull Cutter and stuff like that, so I think Overcharge is pretty good. More removal, Tornado Flame. Don't really need to explain that. It's a fire card that's good. And lastly, 3 Turrets. So that is the control deck. I think it's 40 cards. Pretty nice stuff. Now I'm going to show you cards that were either originally in my deck or I didn't play at all. So I originally had 3 Skeeters, like I mentioned. I originally had 3 Ghost Spies and 3 Razorkinders. I originally messed around with Chain Lash at 2 or 3 or 1 or whatever, but this card just isn't as good as putting in a deck that uses light. It just ends up being a dead draw most of the time, or it goes in mana. I think in all the duels that I've done with Chain Lash, I've managed to get it off maybe once or twice, and that's out of like 12 duels. So Chain Lash is finally out of this. Trox, while it is great with, you know, Chain Lash and all that, it's just better in a light deck because of the fact that you can tap. It's much easier when you tap and stuff. So Trox is better in that case, I guess. Dream Pirate, another interesting one. I mean, I understand it's a turn 3 blocker and, you know, it could attack, but I really don't like the side effect of it, like, dying when you win a battle with it. So, or when you attack with it. And the number 1 card that I like really isn't in here, and a lot of you may be confused, Gilliflame the Assaulter. I don't know. I just don't think he fits well in a control deck. That's just me. I don't know. I mean, if you're going against the control mirror, this guy, I mean, I guess it puts in work late game, but every time I wanted to use this, it just didn't work out. I don't know. This could be just me, but I personally would rather destroy things and have big finishers and fire, or attack untapped, rather than, you know, having this guy that just kind of comes in and then goes back to hand. He's just more suited towards aggro, in my opinion, and rush, of course, but yeah, Gilliflame's not there either. So yeah, that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you liked it, and well, this is the Kaijudo channel signing off. See you later, guys.